Deserved. I mean, they played with more energy. We obviously didn't have the guys prepared to play. Much more energy, much more passion, much more fire, and it was a reflection almost throughout the game.
Coach, how do you put your finger on what's happening right now with your team, especially since the UCF game? It just seems like the guys have not been able to find a consistent rhythm.
Lots of hours of conversations, I can tell you that. If I could pinpoint, we'd probably try to correct. I think there's more than, I think confidence is one thing, but I mean also this, the ability when things aren't going right to turn it, or also not put yourself in a position where you have to turn it. And we didn't do that. I mean, from beginning to end, we weren't good. That's about as simple as you can put it.
One of the things Tristan said was almost overanalyzing, overthinking in certain moments and just not playing. Do you think that's one of the things that you're trying to fix it so bad that you keep stumbling over it?
No, you got to be able to think to play. I mean, we talk, mental is to physical is 3 is to 1, so you got to be able to execute, which is thinking. Defensively, you got to be able to think because we got to know what matchups are. If I close out short, if I close out, if I got to know if a guy's left-handed, if he's driving left on the scouting report. Those are all things that do it. And I think the other thing is when you've shot it as poorly as we have during this stretch, that doesn't help either.
When they're shooting poorly, does it? I guess when you're self-scouting, when you're looking at the film, are you saying, hey, I could draw this guy open, or is it just simply these guys just have to make shots?
Well, there's a combination. I think you have to be able to get guys open shots, and then guys have to make them. I mean, that's a combination. And I think that we also put so much pressure on our defense because our offense has been so bad. I mean, 41 and 35%. Those are usually numbers at home you can win with.
You guys cut it to 2 in the second half. Then there was a stretch where they get the layup off the inbounds and a couple turnovers.
That's where we talk about thinking. That was something on the scouting report that we went through 6 or 7 times, and then we turned it over. We fouled, and then we turned it over again, and then we took a bad shot. And those are the stretches right there. It's usually a 4 or 5 possession deal where it's a 2-point game. Next thing you know, it's 7 or 8, and that's a whole different deal. And I mean, we just threw the ball out of bounds on the one. And that was a play. Shoot, we've run the same play about just throwing it up, and those are things we know we can correct, and those are things we need to eliminate.
When you go through such a rough stretch, how do you motivate your team to kind of get out of that slump?
In all honesty, they need to motivate themselves. I mean, we as coaches can give them all the ideas, but they have to want to do it. We talk about it, but the whole thing in coaching is you can say what you want them to do and try to make them do some things, but the bottom line is we as a team have to have the resolve to let's change this.
JJ has struggled. He just hasn't looked quite right shooting the ball. Is that just it's kind of lingering?
It's hard when when you can't push off a foot. I mean, shooting is he's a leg shooter, as you guys have seen him. He's a guy that drives through a ball and really tries to. And he at this point he can't. So we'll hopefully keep getting some more treatment and see what we can do with him.